is going, I'm praying right now because this list is about hope. These are the top 5 most encouraging quarterback performances from week 1 that, spells or breeds hope for player, team, organizations. I'm not going to jump like Stephen A. I already worked out today. He probably slept in. I'm going to start with number 5 and go to the Las Vegas Raiders and Geno Smith. Geno Smith, new offense, new place, old school head coach with Pete Carroll. Geno Smith led the NFL this past week in yards thrown outside the numbers. 213 yards. They went on the road in New England in bad weather against Mike Vrabel, that defensive-minded head coach, and Geno led them to the win. The Raiders might have like a big-time starting quarterback on their hands. Number 4, Matthew Stafford. Remember like a couple weeks ago, everyone was like, oh my goodness, are you worried about his back? This is an old man who's taking a lot of hits, and this is the Rams organization, our team that should win the Super Bowl. He was perfect in play action. I'll say it again, perfect in play action. And when you watch some of the throws, you cannot throw the football better. The health, you got to feel great about. Also, the performance. Number 3 is probably a little talked about, number 1 pick in the history of the NFL draft. Cam Ward, if you ask me one word, audacious. This young man has got rocks the size of boulders. He throws the ball down the field. You want to talk about aggressive and arm arrogance, which is something RC coined years ago. This dude throws the ball in small windows and fits the ball in Tennessee, get people to catch the football. That dude's going to be a big-time player. Number 2, I'm going to go Justin Fields. Justin Fields, it was a little bit unknown how he was going to fit into New York. What was the offense going to look like? Justin Fields from the pocket was absolutely spectacular. And then you watch him in the zone read or quarterback run game get sprinkled in, and you're sitting there going, wait, the ability to throw the ball is there in certain styles. And then the run game attached to it, the Jets might have a star on their hands. Number 1, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, you can make the case, was the best quarterback in football this weekend outside of Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. And I love the fact that Greg Roman, the play caller for the Chargers, unleashed him. In that game, Greg Roman thought, you know what, we have the best player on the field. And so often I felt like there's been a little bit of restraint on Justin. He was absolutely ridiculous in that game, both throwing and running. And if they get that in Los Angeles from him, he's going to be a top 5 player at the position this season.
This is a very good list.
I know you want to do it,
so I'm going to say this, though.
Tell me.
Matthew Stafford doesn't belong on this list. And I only say that because I think Daniel Jones does. And I know it's hard to be hopeful because we maybe feel like we have a large enough sample size to think that this won't continue or that the Miami Dolphins aren't very good. But as far as encouraging, he goes in, you go out and get him, you give him a deal that he has opportunity to compete for as a starter. And the way that he performed in that game, scoring every time that team had the ball, 2 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown, absolute dot to Pittman down the sideline. I was very encouraged about what I saw from Daniel Jones.
That's a fair point. That's a good point. That's a fair point.
100%. Stephen?
I would take Justin Herbert. I'd leave him there. I'd put Daniel Jones at number 2. I'd take Matthew Stafford off the list, and I have Fields at number 3, Ward at number 4, Geno at number 5. That would be my list.
Okay, so a fair point with Daniel Jones. He was in the conversation. I think the vantage point of what was realistically expected as well, there's been a lot of conversation about Stafford and the health. Yeah. He was also going up against the defense that I think to a man, everyone believes is going to be one of the best defenses in football this year in the Houston Texans and the way that they could play. Now, it wasn't this 30-point kind of barrage of points, but you watch some of those throws. I'd also say this. It looked like him and Devontae Adams had played together for the last 20 years with some of their connections. So,
and Devontae had Sting on him the entire game, too. Sting, and they made plays. Yeah. I will say this, too, because I know it was this whole big thing. We had the conversation about whether Justin Herbert needed to play better or Patrick Mahomes play better. I will say this. This isn't about what he's won in the playoffs. He was the best player in the NFL this week. When we're talking about MVPs, like you look at what Josh did late in the game, obviously that was huge. But from the start of that game, this team lined up in shotgun, right? I thought,
and we're like, here, go win the game.
Exactly. I thought this was going to be let's get downhill with Omarion Hampton. Let's be physical in the run. No, they were 11 personnel. They were a gun. They were boot down in the red zone, and he made every single throw. And to me, the play that stands out, Chris Jones goes inside late in the game. He gets outside and he gets 20. sometimes you forget about the level of athleticism, the arm talent. What Justin Herbert did in Brazil sets this team up to me to be one of the favorites that we haven't talked about in the offseason.
I agree.
What's your grade, RC?
On this?
Yeah.
This is a B+. I just think
I agree with you on the Daniel Jones point.
That was the only thing.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about encouraging.
Okay.
That was encouraging.
Again, my pushback, and I think it's a fair point, my pushback is this. If Daniel Jones plays that way for the rest of the season, we're probably talking about a team that's going to contend to win the division. That's fair. If Stafford plays that way for the rest of the season, we're talking about a team that's got a chance to realistically win the whole thing and win the Super Bowl. And then we're talking about a career that's also, without a doubt, no question, lock Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and I think it's about perspective. Like, I expect this dude, if he's upright, to play really well.
Yeah.
Right? There was nobody doubting or knocking Matthew Stafford, thinking to yourself, he won't be good if he's healthy enough. Right? For Daniel Jones, there are true question marks about what he can accomplish, who he can be. And I can even say, for me, I was thinking go upside Anthony Richardson over what we know.
Yeah.
But obviously Shane Steichen, who is great with quarterbacks, found something in Daniel Jones, and we watched it be effective in week 1.
SA, you got a grade for Danny?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, I don't know if we want to say Shane Steichen is great with quarterbacks. He certainly didn't do much for Anthony Richardson. I mean, let's get that out the way. So let's pump the brakes on that one. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it's Dan Orlovsky. It was an impressive list, but to not have Daniel Jones in there, you miss somebody out there. It's a B+. It's not an A. It's not an A. It's a B+.
Still B pluses.
It's literally a better grade than you've ever had.
And don't act like you're not satisfied. Don't act like you're not satisfied with that, because you're not accustomed to grade A's. You're not accustomed to that. So
If you haven't watched the Jets Steelers, go watch that game. Justin Fields was spectacular. Some of the throws he made off angle, outside the pocket, was absolutely phenomenal. And the athleticism is off the chart.
I was happy for him. I was
he's a dog. He's a dog.
All right, we got to leave it there, guys. Good stuff, Danny boy. Coming up, week.
Rodgers against Seahawks. This is the 13th time he's going up against them. He's played the Seahawks an awful lot. He's had some memorable moments. And in the Pittsburgh Steelers home opener on Sunday, he'll have a chance for another memorable moment.
Dan, I'm just going to ask you as directly as I can. How good was Rodgers on Sunday?
I thought it was fantastic.
Me too.
I mean, for not having played football in 10 months in a new system and certainly a very busy offseason, I thought he threw the ball incredibly well. I thought he saw the defense incredibly well. I thought he moved pretty darn good, given all things considered. There's moments when I think he's going to get better and improve, but this would be a bigger challenge now. This would be a different challenge. Seattle's defense is awesome. Seattle's defensive line is very good. So this is going to be a different experience. Aaron, what I mean by that is they figure out what your protection is, a lot of the play action. They know the schematic weakness of it. He's going to pressure that. I think that's going to show itself against the Steelers offense.
But you like Rodgers in this one? Their defense has to play better.
I think Aaron Rodgers played great. I don't think it was spectacular by Aaron Rodgers standards. And what I mean by that, his eyes were on the protection a lot of times, and he missed some throws. He missed a big corner in play action. He was late.